the Writers Guild strike? Or why do we have unions? Huh? And do I really have to explain why we have unions? And if you're doing really well and working for someone and you're not in a union, well, God bless you. Okay. I'm not going to sit here today and go through the history of the union, the movement in this country, but been dwindling for quite a while, and it's the power of unions have been attacked over and over and over again. And gee, why would that be? Because you know what? We live in a capitalist society, and it's that simple. It's called profits. And those who run major corporations feel that the most important thing is the profit, and you can't blame them. They've got stockholders, and they want those people to put money into their corporations. And so, who do you squeeze it out of? How do you squeeze it? You squeeze it by screwed up workplace conditions. And we just saw this. They're hiring children in meat packing plants. Okay, I talked about that a few weeks ago. What does it take? So a union is the one who would protect the folks who are working there, so that they don't have to be working with kids who shouldn't be and have to deal with that problem that can create. For God's sake, so they can do it by squeezing money out of the workplace. And no, you're not going to we don't have to give you health care because fuck that. We're just going to give you this. We'll give you a couple more bucks an hour. But it has to be it has to exist, unions, because there has to be a balance between those who labor and those who run the business. It's that simple. I don't care. I'm not going to argue it. And don't tell me, well, this right to work state shit is it's all well and good at times if they really do come up with what needs to be done in terms of they provide everything, as Starbucks claims, or that Amazon seems to claim, or that others seem to claim. Okay, but it's bullshit. You still need a union in place. I don't care. In order to get that done, in order to make that happen, in order to hold people who need to be held accountable. Okay, it's that simple. And look, in full disclosure, I'm a member of the Writers Guild. All right, I have been for quite some time, and I think it's a remarkable union, and it's one step above the what could have been at least the comics union, which never came to be. It's pretty remarkable that writers can get together and unionize on the level that they have. It's a strong union. It's a great union, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And I'm proud of the work that they do. And to be honest, I've said it a week ago. I'm going to say it again. I think that the work that the writers do on the Daily Show has never been given its proper due. These people are a real reason why that show has achieved the greatness that it has. I mean, I'm not undermining the presence of John or Stewart or Trevor Noah or others who've recently been on, but by God, it's the writers of the engine. And you might have to have somebody on board who's steering the ship, but for fuck's sake, unless you have them cranking it out down there and making the energy happen, which are the words, it's just not going to work. And that group is spectacular. The group that I worked with on The Root of All Evil was really great. And so were the comics. And it was, and that was a pleasure. And I'm not a big, I don't really like going into writers' rooms. It's kind of tough for me. I have a tendency to be on my own, or if I'm going to do it, I just need to be with a couple of people. But they really do the job. They really, really, you get into a great writer's room, a lot gets done. But they've, in essence, over the past few years, I believe, and if somebody can correct me, please do, but the writers' rooms are shrinking, and they're using less writers. And another big problem, or maybe the biggest problem, is that when the last Writers Guild contract was negotiated, uh, streaming had was it was just a glimmer out there, and it is undermined the income of the writer. To give you an idea, um, when writers wrote for network television, and and even for some, I think, for cable shows, there was especially with the network, the show goes on, the writer gets the paid for that show. Then, if they show it again, they get paid again. Then, if they show it again, they get half and a quarter and an eighth, and it goes like that. The same. I think that's true. I'm sorry if it's not, but I'm pretty sure it's close to that. I know that certain shows have been huge boons for writers who worked on them, and that because of the amount of times that they've been shown, like a Seinfeld or Big Bang Theory. Uh, but with streaming, they're just showing it. Here we got it, and now we're not going to pay you for when we repeat the show, and that has to be brought to account because it has undermined the income of the writer, and it's undermined the income of the union, um, which needs the input from that kind of financing in order to support the pension programs and the healthcare programs. So it's that simple. Uh, I hope if there's some folks out there who can elucidate this a little bit better than me. I've been too busy with my fucking my 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 new special coming out, and pushing and advertising that, and getting ready to go to Europe, and doing these last few shows and trying to give really the audience the best show that I can at this point as I really work on what is essentially new material. And I'm doing that all on my own in my head. In my head, very little of it's written down. So the Writers Guild is on strike, and I think that it is vital and important as any strike where labor is threatened by not having the income that is necessary in an industry that creates massive amounts of income. Just look a few years ago what Netflix was paying for comedy specials. It was like $40 million they were throwing at people at $40 million for one special. Really, Netflix? And you can't pay something else for if you stream it. Oh, but if 5,000 countries, because that's the other thing. It used to be, you had a show like my friend Mark Lynn Baker had a show was seen in 100 countries. Perfect Strangers. Now it's automatically seen in 100 countries because of Netflix, and but there's no money coming back from that, and Netflix, from what I gather, will not tell you how many people are actually how many eyeballs are watching, and it should be if somebody turns it on, boom, the writer should get something for that. It's that simple. Hey, listen, here's something simple. If you like the video, press like and subscribe to the channel, and you'll be seeing all sorts of content like this or this or. There's supposed to be some videos here, and that's what they told me, but I don't see anything. I hope you do.